Alright, another response video to a comment by Mariana, who's claiming I misinterpreted her comment and she was metaphorically talking or speaking. That doesn't matter, you're still not getting anything close to the truth here. So anyway, she did the typical thing, why don't you just kill yourself? Oh, like we haven't heard that a million times before. I mean, it just amazes me. Why don't I just close up shop? Well, because you assholes keep forcing the doors open. You don't get it? I wasn't born to anti-natalist. I wasn't born to the risk adverse. I wasn't born to negativists. Okay? I was born to positivists. Assholes who thought they were in control. They said, by my standards, everything's just fine. The nest is perfectly beautiful. Let's fart a few eggs into it. You're a type. You're kind. The asshole I am calling you, right, created me. All right, you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing your biological experiments under your positive attitude banner, unless I stop you. Period. Okay, there's nobody else to stop you. There's me. Okay, the me that I'm metaphorically talking about. Those who have been shocked to find out the absurdity of their creation are the only ones who can stop the future absurdity. They have to stop the assholes from being assholes. So that's why I'm doing it. That's why I haven't closed up shop. Okay, because my job, the shop, still has a lot of work to do. Because it hasn't ensured anything. It hasn't prevented you assholes from just opening shop tomorrow. Fuck. I'm one of those days. I really have energy more today, but God, I feel like I'm kind of pukey. Yeah. Anyway. So then the second metaphor was the food thing. And so now she's metaphoring life to what you see in the world is what you are or something. If you feed on murder and rape and cigarette smoking, oh my, then that's all you'll see is lion, tigers, and bears. Ooh. And what good is this? Again, why should I indulge this as some sort of legitimate philosophical reference to some sort of meaningful statement about how people should conduct themselves in a complex environment? All right, this is one of these no-brainers. Okay, it's like some kid who doesn't have any realization at all when they get behind the wheel of a car. That it's this 2-ton thing that you can't fly over little kids. You can't hit the undo button after you run something over. That it's a bit of a responsibility to be managing one of these devices, a huge responsibility, and that maybe you should have your eyes on the road. And you could spend your time driving and just fantasize, close your eyes, take a nap, sing yourself a little happy song and just get totally lost in that and just see pink balloons. Don't pay attention to what's really happening. But that's not responsible. That's not being anything but an asshole again. So again, what's your suggestion? Your philosophical argument for your claim that I'm too obsessed with your version of some sort of negative. I mean, obviously I don't make a bunch of videos about the horrors of rape and thievery and greed and all this other shit. Funny that you're basically a capitalist and you use these words that are the entire function of capitalism, which is hilarious. You think you rich people earned your privilege, which is hilarious. Yeah. You just don't give a fuck about fairness, period. And you will exploit the desperate, period. Don't talk to me about that even being some kind of realistic acquisition of earned status or some other kind of bullshit. Anyway, so your metaphor is crap. What do I do with it? Okay, what part of reality am I not supposed to obsess about? What part of the road, my detailing of the difficulty of driving the human machine, okay, it's a piece of shit, basically. It wants to keep doing selfish things. The right road is to be very careful to always maximize this efficiency equation. Yet the machine, the steering wheel keeps turning, wanting to turn the car. It's not an easy vehicle to drive, being human. So you explain to me how my proportions, my obsessions, my priorities, my description of reality, okay, as a replicating molecule preposterously out of control, 4 billion years of gladiator war, how exactly I'm distorting and perverting reality by saying, ooh, these are sort of important little facts. We should pay attention to them. Yeah. How is that true? Look, little bug right there. Should I just ignore little bug? No, pay attention. No, don't pay attention to the bugs. No. They're nothing. They're nobody. No. No brains involved whatsoever. Except they do have a brain. But yeah, let's forget about it. It's not our business. Blah, 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 blah. Again, so, I'm arguing that you people have eviscerated reality of its reality. You've eviscerated reality and turned it into a fable, into a kiddie story, into a black and white, cheap, smiley face rendition of the truth. You have grotesquely distorted and perverted reality to acquire your positive attitude. And that is wholly inappropriate. And you're going to lecture me. Where's your counter argument? Again, point out to me where the reality of this smiley face is. Show me its origins. Show me the factual evidence that indicates reason for smiley face. Show me something in the basic function of nature to demonstrate that we are not basically bugs with brains, bugs with a scheming device that makes us even more insidious in our exploitation and in our consumption. Please show me examples of this in the diarrhea we have running in the streets, metaphorically, and quite literally in some countries. The AIDS-infested diarrhea. Let me add that. So really, you can't preach platitudes at me and expect me to respond with anything but fuck. What is that? What is that tripe? What is that cliche? Really, platitudes are not good enough. Trideisms are not good enough. These are not counter arguments. They are useless, insulting pieces of childish drivel. They have nothing to do with what a intelligent mind should be preoccupied with. It should be preoccupied with the fact that there's a huge inefficiency in the function of this mechanism, and somebody should fix it. And if everybody just sits around positive attituding, it won't get fixed. Speaking of idiots, that stupid Australian bandycook. Yeah, bandycook. I like that. Yeah, the Australian bandycook. He's making some gibberish about, Japan. And it's got this little bit of a demographics issue because its birth rate has declined, and it's actually having declining population because it doesn't import a bunch of foreigners, and so domestic population isn't sufficient to maintain it, as would be true in most European countries and in America if they didn't have huge immigration. So it's a circumstance that exists all over the world. Yes, that's right. There's been a huge growth in population, exponential growth, right? Do you understand the word exponential growth? Yeah. Hey, pup. Hey, for you. Yeah. So there's been this exponential growth in population. There's no way you can't solve this with nothing. You have to solve it with something. You have to solve it with a solution. The solution isn't just to say, let's add more exponential growth. That's called unsustainable. So yes, they create an unsustainable circumstance, and now all nations, whether the population is declining or not, are running into this brick wall of everybody's getting old, and there's less slaves, young. We don't have enough kids to eat the balls off of, for our living. So we don't have enough balls to gnaw on. As these old farts in these countries expect their children, they expect to exploit their children. They expect to, hook them up to the wagon and whip the fuck out of them. Yeah, I need more Maylocks. I need more shit for my old age. Go, little fuckers. Yeah. Who's supposed to respect that? The whole idea of old people exploiting the young is stupid to start with. The whole idea of having kids to satisfy your own fucking desire is stupid. I mean, yeah, you start with stupid premises, you end up with a stupid result. Duh. So anyway. So he's calling this a success for antinatalism when, in fact, that's not really the subject. But what it will demonstrate is that people can not have kids without it being much of a burden. They still can have happy lives and do happy things and find something else to occupy themselves with. So the truth is, it's not a horrible burden to stop having kids. The Japanese people aren't committing suicide in mass because they can't have 5 kids anymore. Some of them obviously are choosing not to have kids. Some are not having kids because they can't afford to have kids. And some might even be smart enough to know, I'm not going to have a kid because them old people are going to hook him up to the wagon and beat the shit out of him. They're going to drive him into the ground. They're going to suck and fucking chew on his goddamn balls. I mean, chew in a nasty way. So, so fuck you. Everybody just makes jokes out of everything. Everybody's so fucking glib. I'm just so sick of this glib, metaphorical, even Conference Board has a really neat analogy for old age. The idea of your mind falling apart, comparing it to a flock of birds that degrades and, disassociates over time, and the school just kind of fades away. Very, very, very neat metaphor. But this whole glib attitude, it's this whole whitewash of the reality of being reduced to a babbling idiot, being kept alive for absolutely no good fucking reason at the servitude of your grandkids. Yeah. So yeah, let's hook your grandkids up to the wagon so they can keep the old hag alive who doesn't have a flock anymore. And all this is supposed to make sense to me. I'm supposed to say something other than, get me out of this fucking insane asylum. So yeah, you're all fucking crazy. You're all bandykooks. You all should be in goddamn straitjackets. None of you should be able to freely walk the streets because, yeah, you all need fucking goddamn leashes. You all need trainers at minimum. You need some training. And at maximum, yeah, you need an electric fence or something. Keep you in bounds. Keep your ego and bravado and your fucking power egos in control. God, I'm quite not well. Ooh, no people, maybe. That'll be a blessing. Man, so fucking creepy. But, you know, that's the way I come. Anyway, that didn't sound right. Anyway, a creepy come. Oh, that's sad. That is sad. Oh dear. Somebody in a chair. Oh, chair people.